This is the moment of loading.
Yeah, the moment that we don't know if people can hear us, but we'll soon find out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because we don't know if the video's up yet. Loading video. That's a point. I haven't checked my speed test today.
You.
It should be perfectly fine. All it is audio and a static image. It shouldn't really take much.
Yeah, but you probably don't give it much to use.
So look.
Okay, I'm up.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm full. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, welcome to Big Red Demon podcast number 7. I'm Russell, and I'm here with Andy.
Hello.
And Matt.
Wait, you didn't say Matty this time.
Yeah, I was about to say, I said your name
You had to
properly
think
this time.
about it, didn't you?
So this is our podcast where we go through what we've been playing, the current gaming news, and at the end we have a short quiz. So to start off with, what have we all been playing? Anybody?
Planet Side 2.
Oh, I noticed you've been on that quite a bit.
Yeah. That's quite a good game for a freebie.
Yeah?
Yeah. But it's kind of one of these kind of pay to win games. Because you can pay for station cash. And you can buy weapons using this station cash. Whereas like me, I've kind of got all my credits in game. So I've worked for mine and unlocked my weapons through that way. Whereas you could just buy all the weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, people that don't know what it is, it's like it's an MMO FPS, which I think is quite interesting. I don't know what your views are on an MMO FPS.
See, I can't play it because I try to play it on my PC and it just lags to crap.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, you have to have quite a powerful rig, don't you?
Yeah.
I think it's because I've only got 2 gigabytes of RAM.
Alright. Okay.
Like, well, technically I've got 4, but I've only got 2 that aren't being used by hardware.
You've still not fixed that yet?
Well, I did stick. I switched it around, so I technically had 10, but there wasn't any reserved. So it kind of hardware like inside, like I think the graphics card and stuff kept crashing, and then the whole kept blue screening. So I've just kind of resorted back to going to. Well, I've got loads of work and stuff to do. I can't really have my computer crashing every 10 minutes.
No, I had that in last year.
But I've heard Planet Side 2 compared to Battlefield 3 quite a lot.
Oh yeah, okay. I can see the resemblance.
It's like it's squad based, isn't it? Squad based.
Yeah, it is.
Massive scale. Yeah.
It's huge. Oh, yeah. Absolutely ridiculous. And there's like what I just found out last night. There's kind of 3 maps or 3 levels to it, which you can try go between. So if you're gonna play one map one evening, you can then teleport over to a different map to kind of keep it fresh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can got like all the vehicles and like you've got on Battlefield and other kind of planes and whatnot, or the equivalent of helicopters.
Yeah, there's a lot of vehicles and whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which I can't fly. I can't fly in Battlefield and I can't fly on this, so I'm sticking to the ground.
So is that a case of you not being able to do it, or the controls, the way it works is crappy?
The controls for this Planet Side is fairly easy. I just suck.
Oh, okay.
Beardfist says there's commanders for each faction that will tell everyone on the server to hurry up over to a continent if it's losing badly. Flying is very difficult. It's easier if you have a controller.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sort of sum it up.
Do you play it keyboard and mouse, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe that's the...
Maybe try it with your Xbox controller.
Can't... It's a first-person shooter. It should be done with a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, what would be quite cool, though, is if you could have, like, your controller plugged in, and you could just use both of them on the fly. So, like, you could...
Put one.
You could, like, have your controller in front of you.
Beardfist says he can.
Oh, you can do it?
He says he plays with both.
So you put your controller in front of you, and then you can be like keyboard and mouse. You shoot it, and you jump in your chopper, and like, pick up your controller.
That'd be amazing.
That's what happened when we were playing Sniper Elite. I was playing on the controller and Andy
And just-
took over
Yeah.
with the mouse.
Yeah.
That was fun.
So that might be something I could look into.
Yeah, I think you should try that. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You could even like have like a chair next to
Do
you.
it separately.
Have
Yeah,
like a
you can map all of the controls apparently. So you could have all your FPS controls on the keyboard, and then you can map
That's-
the vehicle ones to the Xbox control.
It's quite handy.
Yeah, you should look into that. You might be able to play it in the air as well.
But yeah, set up like a separate chair next to you. So like jump into you with a chair and like have a flight helmet.
As
and
if you're
stuff.
as if you're actually getting into a cockpit, yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
Joystick and everything.
So in terms of like it being a MMO, like what kind of multiplayer elements are there? Like obviously Patches
Well-
said there's like different factions. So what's
Yeah, that's what it is. It's basically there's 3 factions in there, and the idea is just to gain control of the whole map. So
Okay.
you can, there's like stations around the whole map which you can capture and get points, and you basically you all start off as level 1 character, and you level up by
Right.
getting kills and getting captures, and then you get XP. I don't know what you can do with this XP with this battle level that you get, whether you unlock new weapons depending on what level you are.
Right, I imagine it would. Like
Yeah.
seems to me like an XP system unlocks things and then you'll have like
Well, that's the thing.
kind
I don't know because everything's done with credits and this game
Right.
this game cash thing.
of, so you earn XP and cash.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
and so obviously cash is the credits. It's
Yeah.
a bit, yeah, pay to win. Yeah. But yeah, the MMO is in. Is it like the sizes of the servers are massive,
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous.
So I think that's why you need the kind of better rigs to play with
Yeah.
because of the actual, not just the size of the servers as such, but it's the actual like on the screen, like the scale of it,
Yeah.
like the screenshots. And I mean, I did play it a little bit. Like me and Patch had a bit of a run around, and like I was just kind of every time I looked at a massive like station, it would just lag because there's so much stuff going on. There's like stuff flying across. Like I think I'm quite gutted that I can't play it.
Right.
But I've got something on the PlayStation called Dust 514, I think, and that's
Oh, I've heard of
basically
that.
you know Eve Online.
Yeah.
It's like
Is it yeah.
it's an FPS MMO that runs parallel to that, so on the
Yeah.
same servers, and essentially like it's the same thing. Yeah, but it's that's very much a pay to win as well, because the way that works is you buy like an inventory of weapons. So say there's a sniper rifle that you really like, you go to like the in-store game. Like you can use in-store money that you earn through fights, or you can just buy it. But you have to buy like 10 of that sniper rifle. And then when you go into a battle, you equip that sniper rifle, and then when you die, you then have 9.
Okay, that's the game. I wasn't sure whether this did the same thing.
That
Yeah, I don't
sounds
think
quite
Planet Side
interesting.
does.
I knew there was a game that did that,
Yeah,
but I wasn't sure if it was this.
but no, Dust does that. But
okay.
Dust works in a kind of similar way, but I think rather than it being more like a persistent world, you kind of go back to the lobbies and back to your like home ships, and then you go down to a planet. But you can have like, I haven't really seen it used properly, but you essentially like buy vehicles and have them like orbital dropped into the map.
Right.
And these orbital drops are coming from players who are playing on EVE Online.
That's quite cool.
So you buy things off them, essentially. I think that's how it
Okay.
works.
That's,
And
that's cool.
you can order like airstrikes and stuff, and like orbital like laser bombardments from people who you're a mercenary working for people who play EVE Online. If you get me, so
Oh, right. So they can hire you.
yeah, essentially
Effectively.
the whole idea of the game is you're a mercenary that keeps getting hired by people for a fight.
Right.
But you kind of join a corporation, and then if you kind of join a corporation, you get paid to fight for them, and then they have like better weapons and things against the smaller corporations and what have you. So it's kind of it's one of the things that's a really good idea, and it is kind of working, but it's taken a long time to flesh out, I think.
Right. Okay.
But the problem that game suffers with, and I don't know if it's the same in PlanetSide 2, is the actual combat and the first person the shooting isn't very good. You get me? Like, it's not quite like as responsive as things like, say, Call of Duty, and like for an online shooter, it's not the best. If you get me?
I don't know. I've not had that with PlanetSide 2.
Yeah. See,
It's quite realistic. Is that I spent a lot of time as the infiltrator, which is basically like the sniper class. And so you do have to aim if you're sniping from a distance. You know, you do have to aim properly, so you have to aim it above their heads.
Yeah.
To take you know the distance and into consideration. No, I think the combat system's pretty decent.
Yeah. I'd say because that's what definitely suffers for on Eve, and I don't know whether that's because I've not put the time in to unlock the good upgrades, because there's like an absolute crap ton of things you can upgrade your Merc with, and it's really confusing.
Right.
But I think this Dust, whatever 514 has got one of the worst interfaces I've ever seen in a game. It's just confusing. It's like searching through spreadsheets, and everything's abbreviated, and there's stats for this and the stats for that, and it's really hard to actually understand what you're spending money on. So I just kind of end up looking for like the gun with the biggest numbers attached to it, because I just want to get into a game. But if you've got the time to do it, you can kind of jump into a game and be like, oh, okay, like I could spend time in this. I could manage my money and almost get like your own Dust 514 accountant, to like manage all that stuff for you. Because there's nothing more annoying than when you've got a certain kind of loadout and you're halfway through like an online battle and you run out of a weapon. So like it always happens to me, like, because I like to snipe on it, and I'll run out of my really good sniper, and I'll be stuck with the infinite crappy one that that you've got unlimited of, but it's rubbish and stuff like that. So I mean, it's nice things like that. It kind of that would happen. This is like a war of attrition almost, isn't it? Like, it's whoever has the most of the best guns wins.
Yeah.
So I think the way that what they wanted to do with
it.
What they wanted to do with it worked, like the game, but it's like I just don't think enough people are investing enough time in it for it to really take off yet.
Because this whole thing of like pay to win, though, because obviously you're paying for the better guns.
Yeah.
And it's people might not be able to do that.
Yeah.
So the people that won't be able to do that are already at a disadvantage.
Yeah, but it's like, as I say, it's like you either have to invest the time in it, or you just have the money to invest in it. So I could sit there with like 20 quid, like real money, and get myself up to like an epic character that I can really enjoy playing with.
Yeah.
Or the equivalent of that is sitting down for 25 hours and grinding out a character. And it's like, that's 25 hours of grinding is something that I don't want to do.
The thing is, could they release it to PC though? With PlanetSide 2 being on the PC.
Well, the problem is it's PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
And porting from PlayStation to PC is like, it's not worth it. Porting from PC to Xbox is almost instant because it's the same kind of engines essentially. But then going to the PlayStation, it's like an entire different architecture. So I don't know why they went with the PlayStation. Whether it's because the PlayStation's slightly more powerful in my view, and they obviously felt they could do better on the PlayStation.
If they want to go with power, then technically shouldn't they have gone for PC?
And I would have thought it was something to do with the free.
Yeah.
Well, free online on the PS3.
Yeah, PlayStation Network's free in my view, so who knows? But so anything else we've been playing?
I had a go at that Warframe last night.
Oh, I noticed that.
Yeah.
I've got it, but I've not played it.
I downloaded it and I installed it because it's a free-to-play game as well.
Yeah.
Thinking it was PvP, like player versus player.
It's co-op, isn't it?
But it's co-op, but it's not player versus player. which I was a bit gutted about because it's a good game. Basically, what it is, it's like third person. I'd say it's not a wave, but you go on co-op, and you go on missions with other people. Obviously the missions get harder and harder, but as you progress, you unlock again new weapons, better weapons, and stuff. But I was hoping for it to be player versus player because these like futuristic samurai characters that you control, it would work in a player versus player environment.
Yeah, they look really badass
not-
as well. From what
There they are.
they look really cool.
But it's not, and I was really quite gutted about that.
Yeah. See, that's what I've heard as well from another podcast I listened to. They were saying that it really lacks like its PvP is what has shot itself in the foot, really. But the fact it doesn't have it means a lot of people won't be interested in it.
Yeah. If that had PvP, then it would be an amazing game.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, and I can see it getting quite repetitive, quite quickly.
Mm. So that's a problem with co-op, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
It's the problem with the samurai style thing. There's only so much you can do with a sword.
So is it a shooter or is it a...
It's yeah.
So it is a shooter still. It's not all melee based.
No, so you've got two weapons and you've got a sword that's constantly with you. And you just go around basically going from A to B on a map doing objectives, and you've got like decent AI enemies that you can kill. And you can kill them in pretty gruesome ways, or quite cool ways with the samurai sword and whatnot. But yeah, not really much to say about that.
No, I say
it needs PvP.
I got it, and then signed up for an account, and then I haven't actually done anything with it. I've not been on it or anything, so.
I haven't got it yet. I've been meaning to. I just never did.
Because it's on the front page of Steam all the time, and it looks really cool. But then I've just got so many other things to play. Okay, so Matt, what have you been playing? Anything? Anything good?
Playing God of War 1 because I got the HD collection.
Oh yeah.
5 minutes in, I loved it already.
So you've already did it? Because I mean, I played it a few weeks ago, didn't I? And you were saying that you played it years ago.
I played the third one a while back.
Yeah.
I'd never actually started from the beginning, so.
Oh, so you've never done the first one?
Not the first one, but I have played the God of War series, and it's just so much fun.
It's one of them games that will always stand up to time. Like in another 20 years' time, I think I'd go back and play that God of War 1, and it'd still be like really good fun.
Yeah. They haven't changed much of the gameplay between 1 and 3 either.
No.
It's still consistent throughout the series, which is always good. Been playing F1 Race Stars. Actually.
Oh, I play that.
That is so much fun.
F1 Race Stars.
It's like Mario Kart, but with Formula 1.
And it's official. It's Codemasters. You know, they make the official F1 games.
F1
Race Stars.
F1 Race Stars.
Yeah.
They're like each of the races is like a little bobblehead of the actual. So it's Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, it's like cartooned Formula 1, and you've got Mario Kart style weapons and everything. And then all of the tracks, like earlier, I actually recognised the Monaco circuit that I was on. It's the actual tracks. They've just been warped into cartoon style.
I was going to say, I think some of them are, but some of them are obviously there's somewhere.
Some are going to be completely.
Because it's like the loops and stuff. So
it looks amazing.
It's so much fun.
It might be PlayStation exclusive though.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't think I've seen it before.
I think it's PSN exclusive, so it's the downloadable only on PlayStation Network. I'm not entirely sure.
But that's so much fun.
That's mine and Philippa's go-to game sometimes in the evenings. We'll sit like just before bed. We'll be like, we'll have a couple of races.
Well, what it's been for me is it's been I rage quit COD, and then nice chilled up racing game.
Yeah, it's quite hard though, isn't it? Like,
it is. It's rather difficult. The elimination ones, I only just won that championship.
Because you go to some games like that and you think, oh yeah, I'll have a bit of a laugh. I'll just kind of smash the AI. It'll be good fun.
And then
but then it's like sometimes the AI really screw you over. You know.
They do.
And some of the power-ups are a bit weird and frustrating. But it's a good game.
It's taken a while for me to learn them. There's like one that even if the guy who was second got it, and it sort of shot him halfway up the flipping track. Took me ages to catch him up.
Yeah.
It's been released on the PC and Xbox
Oh,
as
has it?
well.
Oh,
So
there you go.
So yeah, that's definitely a fun game.
Yeah, it's good laugh. So yeah, because you basically got a PlayStation recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
got it last Thursday.
and you've got PlayStation Plus as well. So
Yeah, I've
you're
got a
reaping the
90-day trial.
benefits that I am. You just
Yeah.
covered in full,
Downloaded every free game that I could.
covered in free games.
Yeah.
So what else have you played from PlayStation Network?
I played Dead or Alive 5 for a bit.
Oh, so I didn't bother with that. I just got Mortal Kombat for free for a bit and was playing that, so I was kind of bored of fighting games.
Okay.
Plus
I still
Mortal
mean
Kombat's
to
better,
play
so.
War of the North. I ain't got around to that yet.
Oh, okay, yeah, because we can play that co-op. So
Yeah,
let's
we
go.
can. Then been on Gran Turismo 5 because it came with my PS3, and COD, and Borderlands as always because I never stop playing that. What is interesting is I've been picking up Psycho class mods. in
Oh, okay.
Borderlands
What?
2.
But the character's not out yet, is
For
he?
the character that's not out yet, I've been picking up class mods for it, which means it's coming out very soon.
Oh, that's a really nice way of doing it. I think that's really cool.
I picked it up and I actually went, oh my god, I shouted at Dan down the headset and he was like, what? I found a Psycho class mod. You bullshitted me. No, here.
So obviously they've already patched in everything that the Psycho can
Yeah,
use.
it appears that way.
That's a really nice
everything's
way of
ready
getting
for
people
him
to.
now.
That's a
And-
really nice way of getting people to buy it because
Yeah.
people will pick up class mods and be like, "Oh, I really want to use this. This is really
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna have to buy him now."
And then what they've done is, you can buy the new skin and head packs for like 79p or something.
Oh, I've not seen that actually.
Yeah, it's extra DLC, but it's just microtransaction stuff. But
Money
what they've
coming.
done is they've in your heads and at the quick change station, you'll go into it and they'll have an asterisk next to them saying that you can buy them, and it'll show you what they look like on your character.
That's pretty cool.
So you can actually see what it looks like before you go off and buy it,
Yeah.
which I think is really quite cool.
See, microtransactions like that I think are really cool, like cosmetic ones
Yeah.
that come out like well after. When did it? It was out last September, wasn't it? I got it for my birthday.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah, I
it's
got it
what
for
it's
my
like
birthday
six
as well.
it's like 6, 7, 8 months old now.
Yeah. Well,
now
these
is
have
a good
actually
time.
been around for a couple of months. It was all, they do the shift codes.
Yeah.
They did the Halloween shift codes
Oh, okay.
and
It's
stuff,
like a-
and they have released them now. It's like what they did with the pre-order rewards.
It's like a seasonal thing.
Yeah. And there's all sorts of stuff coming through. I think the way
Okay.
they've done it is really good. Tell you what, the Pirates DLC is so pretty.
I've kind of lost my way a bit with Borderlands 2. Like I do want to play it, but I've got so many other things to play now and I've already finished it twice. It's one of the games that there's so much to do,
Yeah,
but
there
you
is.
just don't have the time to do it because you got other games to play.
I know, but there's always time for Borderlands for me.
Yeah.
But
I think if I had Borderlands 2 on PC, I might have played it a bit more.
yeah,
Because I got it on my PlayStation, like
it's effort to go over and turn
I
it
kind of have to
on.
think, right, I want to go onto my PlayStation now, whereas I'm always on my computer
Yeah.
and games are there.
They're just there looking at you. Like,
Yeah,
nah,
exactly.
I'll play you for a bit. But it really is. They've done really well with the pirate one. It's set in a desert, but one of the locations you actually go underneath this desert, and it's a proper spring water oasis and everything. It's so pretty to look at.
So it's graphically the same, but the environment looks really good. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
They haven't ramped up the graphics. Or
No,
anything.
they haven't changed the graphic settings
Yeah.
or anything, but they've done so much with their own setting.
Yeah,
It
see,
just
that's it.
looks
Like
amazing.
Gearbox have always made Borderlands with really nice environments and really cool things.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I love. I think it's in the first Borderlands where there's that massive saw in the desert, that massive like mining saw thing. I can't remember much about it. But you go there, and it's just this like huge like piece of machinery in the desert, and then you have to like fight your way through it.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Can't remember what it's called.
So I've been playing. I kind of last weekend after we handed all our work in was like, right, I'm going to get some games this weekend and just chill. So I've got 3 games for less than a fiver.
Not bad.
On Steam. I got. Okay, right, I'm going to have to get their name up. So I got Home, if it's that kind of pixelated horror experience. I got Valley Without Wind and a Valley Without Wind 2, like a double pack. And I got Penny Arcades on the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness 3.
That's just a mouthful.
Which is a mouthful, yeah. But that's a mouthful as a joke. So basically, okay, one of them is really good, one of them is really shit, and one of them is okay. Which one do you think's which?
Which is which? Right.
Well, judging by the amount of time I've seen you playing that Valley game.
Yeah, it's definitely that Valley one's got to be the good one.
The top one.
That is a great game. It got like a 60-something Metacritic, but that is a fantastic game that I would encourage anyone who likes strategy games to play.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got really shit and okay.
Okay, judging by the last long-winded one that I can't remember.
Penny Arcade on the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness 3.
I'm guessing that one's last.
I'm going to go with the opposite. I'm going to say that's the medium.
Yeah, so that is the medium, and Home is crap. So I will start with Home.
In your opinion?
In my opinion, yeah. Home is
where the heart
a short experience game. So I completed it in 53 minutes, basically.
What?
But it says at the start to play it through in one go, and it should take up to an hour and a half. And I managed to do it pretty quick. But it's a lights off, headphones on, creepy game. And it's basically a side-scrolling platform type game where all you can see is your character and then like a circle of light around your character, and he's holding a torch.
Right,
okay, and you wake up in a stranger's house, and then from there you just have to explore the world and try and find your way home. And you kind of start to find like bodies, and then you find like a knife, and you have a couple of little puzzles to do, and then things start to get kind of a bit weird and creepy. And then you start to like find out more about the character, about yourself essentially. And I did really want to enjoy it because it's my kind of game, it's a nice artsy, it looks really nice, like it's a proper pixelated game, it's really nice. But it just didn't really make any sense. And the problem is it's kind of one of them ones where the story depends on choices that you make. So you'll find something, it'll be like, do you want to pick this up? And picking it up and not picking it up might affect what your character thinks. Mm-hmm. And then basically it works all the way to the end, and then at the end it just kind of finishes. And I don't want to ruin it because it's worth playing, but the ending was really fucking dumb. Like, I just didn't get what was happening, and then there were so many things left unanswered. Like, it just didn't make any sense. And I think the problem is, unless you make the decisions that make the story make sense, it doesn't make sense. Which is really a dumb thing to have happen on a game where you can decide the outcome.
That's the funniest set of summary of a game.
do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know exactly.
If I can pick the route the story takes, it should still fucking make sense at the end. But it's for a scary game as well. It made me jump once in the first 5 seconds. Like, I proper jumped right at the start, and then from then on it wasn't scary at all. I don't know if it was supposed to be scary. Like, it is a horror experience. But whether playing things like Amnesia has kind of made me expect a lot more from a horror game, I don't know. But yeah, it cost me, I think that was like at 140 or something, I can't remember, it wasn't very much. It was less than £2. So it's probably worth playing for people to experience, because they might have a much better time with it than I did. But yeah, it wasn't for me. So the Penny Arcade, that one, I've got two other games called Cthulhu Saves the World and Breath of Death 7, and they're basically Pokemon style games. So you,
Okay.
but Pokemon in its appearance. So you
Yeah.
kind of a little character on the screen. You run
Little
around,
character,
and then
top-down style.
you'll see a person. You run up to them, and you have a fight with them. And rather than
No
obviously
reason.
capturing Pokemon, well, no, there's a story to it.
All right.
It's a weird story. Like it's weird, kind of. It's like a very humorous story. It's exactly the same as Breath of Death and Cthulhu Saves the World. So, but yeah, it's kind of it's good fun, and I'm enjoying it. It's just kind of hard to get into because there's quite a lot of dialogue to go through, and I've got to the point where I just skip dialogue now. Like I don't care. I just want to level up my characters and kind of get into the interesting boss fights. And
Yeah.
there's some really funny like. I've just gone through a whole area which was set in like a back alley, and all the enemies were like homeless people, but it was kind of different ranks of homeless people, which I thought was really funny. So you've got like your standard homeless guy, and then you had like a homeless man in a box, and I'm pretty sure that was actually his name. It was like homeless man in a box was that mob's name, and it was just a homeless man in a box with his eyes peeking out. That was really funny. And then there was kind of a guy standing there with like a trench coat as like one of the stronger mobs kind of thing. And he had like would open his coat and had like loads of watches on the inside kind of thing, just like selling knockoff watches. So it's got really interesting characters in my view, but it's not quite as it's a bit slow to get into. So yeah, the game I've kind of mainly been playing is A Valley Without Wind 2, and that is such a fantastic game. For people who enjoy things like XCOM, they should definitely check it out. It was £2, I think, like £2.50, something like that, for the double pack. I've not played the first one yet because I might as well have jumped into the second one because that was a much better review. And essentially, it's like two games rolled into one. So you've got your main game, which is like an isometric, top-down, tile-based type thing, where you have to like manage members of a resistance and like move them around the map and like search, kind of finding factories and finding food and keeping them with enough like scraps so they can build things. And then you enter a tile, and then that kind of sends you into like this environment, which then the game becomes a side-scrolling platformer. So bear with me. So now it's like a platformer that you have to kind of go through the level and get to the end and destroy this generator. And destroying the generator purifies that tile. And by purifying a tile, you can then move resistance members onto that tile, if you get me. So you have to like go through each tile on the game, like purifying it by completing the side-scrolling level contained within the tile. And the way it works is you start in the very center of the map, and you have 14 turns to like start spreading out away from the middle. Because on the 14th turn, a big monster appears, and he essentially then starts chasing you around the map, in like a turn-based way. You get me? So it's really cool because then you start having to like manage where this monster is, and he can move like 3 tiles in a go. So he starts to like start hunting you down and like killing off your resistance members. And it's a really tactical. Like I'm already on my second game because I completely screwed up the first one. Like completely screwed up, and like everyone was just getting murdered, and everyone was really sad, and everyone was just kind of like, because you have like a morale, and when morale's low, they die a lot faster and things like that. And I didn't have any food, and they were all starving, and it was just going really wrong. But that's a really, really addictively fun game. And it's a proper, like a one more turn type game. So it's like, right, I need to get some food. I'm starving. Like in real life, I'm really hungry. It's like, okay, I'll just have one more turn. So one more turn, and before you know it, you've been on it for like another hour. But that's really fun. Like I would encourage anyone, as I say, who likes the strategy of things like XCOM, to definitely check it out. For what it is, it's like £2. It's definitely worth having a go on.
Sounds like it's got quite a bit going for it.
Yeah, it's
quite a bit to
quite
do.
a lot to get your head around at first. So I had to like ramp the difficulty down a little bit to just help me understand how it works.
Okay.
But it's a great fun game. The graphics aren't fantastic, but on a game with such deep strategy, that really doesn't matter.
How long's it been out?
It's quite an old game, I think. I don't know. I think there's the one I'm playing, this Valley Without Wind 2, might have been like 2011 or something. I think maybe even last year. I'm not sure, but it's not brand new. And it's got one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in any game. It's got a really cool like techno beat, but like a rock like twang to it in a way.
Okay.
So like you'll enter like an area and it will just have this like really funky kind of like beat, and it makes me want to play the game more or just to be able to listen to the thing. It's not like Hotline Miami. I've heard a bit of that soundtrack. It's a bit different to that, but I do really want to play that Hotline Miami. That does look fun. So yeah, I mean they're the main three things I've been playing. In terms of music, yeah, I don't think I couldn't really comment, to be honest. So, but yeah, anyway, so that's what we've been playing. I guess we'll move into the news now.
Well, something's just popped up on my feed. I don't know how new or relevant this is to other people, but Microsoft are doing the Xbox reveal on 21st of May.
Yep.
So
They're revealing their new Xbox on the 21st of May.
Yep.
So that's pre E3 then, which is what that's definitely what they needed to do.
Yeah.
So I reckon Sony are going to reveal the actual console at E3. Because
it says on that day we'll share our vision for Xbox and give you a real taste of the future. Then 19 days later at E3 we'll continue the conversation and showcase our full lineup of blockbuster games. So we're not gonna get much.
Right, so they're basically going to do
a teaser.
They're not basically going to do what Sony did, is they'll release what they're going to be capable of doing, and then they'll actually, blow you away, showing, and look, this is how it works at E3. The E3 this year is going to be fantastic, I think.
It's a new generation. Of course, it's going
to be. Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. Because I'm actually just as excited to find out the Xbox stuff as I am to see the next PlayStation 4 reveal about it. You get me? Like from a games development point of view, I want to know where the industry is being pushed. I think that's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, it is. Can't wait for that.
So, speaking of kind of reveals and stuff, I've got some really, really exciting news for me, and some really, really kind of, not really sad, but kind of gutting news, for now at least. So, the really kind of gutting news is that Bethesda basically leaked a bit of a trailer recently, and it was like, did you see it? It was like
I didn't know what I was watching.
It was like 15 seconds of like electricity and coils and things, kind of like it was kind of a weird, but I think.
Have you not seen the big 4-minute one yet?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
But they're basically not. It turns out that this electricity flying one was not Fallout 4.
No, it's not. It's the Evil Within, isn't it?
Yeah, which I was really sad about.
Okay, so that was the sad news then.
That was the sad news. Is it called the Evil Within?
Evil Within. It's what Xbox have said that it's called. It's what Bethesda have said that
Bethesda,
it's called.
because they're making it with the co-founder of the Resident Evil series.
Yeah, something like that.
Have you seen the screenshots?
Yes, I have.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
that
I know.
Game looks scary because it's out next year. So
yeah,
it's
2014. It's definitely next gen.
Definitely next gen.
They've confirmed that it's definitely next gen.
That game looks terrifying.
I know. I can't wait. I really want to play that. It's what they've canned Skyrim for.
Yeah. Well, I think
they haven't.
Canned
no,
yet.
they're just not doing anything more for it.
They've kind of said that's
it now.
finished now.
Yeah.
Because that came out November 2011, so
Yeah, something like that.
this year will be ages away.
Yeah.
But there's one screenshot that gives me the proper shivers. It's the one where the guy's like peering into that dark room, and there's like that weird spidery looking person.
Oh, the thing with 4 arms. I
Yeah,
hate. They look
like
well creepy.
that looks like, but just from a kind of a graphical point of view, so the way the lighting is and things, it looks pretty terrifying.
Yeah, it's gonna be
And it
pretty sick
looks.
as that.
There's another screenshot, a few down from that one, of a very gory looking scene. There's a lot of blood, there's a lot of.
Yeah.
It looks very stereotypical horror,
But
but
if they do
on
it
an
well,
on a next gen platform, it
yeah.
looks like it's, it graphically looks very scary. It's just going to be a case of whether they can portray that, because there is a screenshot of him shooting one of them, which instantly raises eyebrows at, oh, okay, well, is he shooting zombies? Which takes a lot away from horror.
It does. If you have a proper weapon, it
Yeah.
sort of removes a lot of the scare factor. Unless, I did read something about this. I read something about the weapons that they're gonna have. 1 second.
So this is a new game by Bethesda.
Yes, it's.
Well,
yeah, it is.
Or
They're kind of, I don't know if they're, because Bethesda are a publisher as well.
yeah.
So I don't know if they're publishing it or
What's
whether
it-
they're
what game's it
publishing
called?
The
and
Evil Within.
The Evil
Within.
Within.
yeah.
Right,
Right.
here we go. Anyone that's interested, it's supposed to be the perfect balance between horror and action. It aims to have an air of mystery instead of thematic twists. The main characters are going to be called Sebastian, who's a detective. He's going to have a partner called Joseph, and they're joined by a female detective referred to as Kid. It's a over-the-shoulder from Sebastian. They're paying a lot of attention to theatrical and cinematic aspects instead of the rest. The controls are going to be very smooth, is what they're aiming for, so that it doesn't take anything away from the scare factor. Where's the weapon stuff? There's going to be a butcher brandishing a chainsaw that's going to chase Sebastian like a Slender style thing, and you can use things in the environment such as glass bottles to distract enemies, so you can launch a bottle across the room if you're trying to hide. Players will have an appropriate type of weapon with a limited amount of ammunition to get them through, so it's going to be very conservative ammo from the looks of it. The standard enemies in the
That's
Evil
how
Within are
yeah.
zombie-like, shambling types.
Yeah, see that it does look it looks like, well, from the sounds of that, like they've got the right boxes ticked so far. So as Patch says, like as long as it's not like a jump scares, like right in your face, and then
I want
you just blow it away.
the constant in the back of your mind, what's going to come around the corner. I want
Yeah.
that.
Well, the thing is, even though this isn't going to be next gen, it's going to be competing with The Last of Us. And The Last of Us at the minute has a staple down on horror so tight that a lot of people would be kind of mad to try and release a horror game in a similar bracket, if you get me. So like Last of Us is out in June, and this is obviously not out till next year, so I think they're going to be just late enough to get away with it. But The Last of Us is going to kind of lay down a very heavy kind of benchmark for horror games, I think. If you get me. So I think a lot of horror games that come out in the next year or so after Last of Us, there's going to be a lot of, it was good, but it wasn't as good as The Last of Us. And that's the problem. So I think the only company that can really pull off a big, scary horror game is going to be Bethesda. So it's a mixed bag at the minute. I think it could go either way.
It does look very interesting. Apparently they did a full demo of it, a full tech demo to show it off, which I'm really gutted that they aren't releasing the footage for.
A tech demo for Evil Within.
Yeah, because they're talking about, they've done the demo and he's talking about one of the things that happens in the demo.
Yeah.
Apparently the environment shifts and it sort of screws with your mind.
Patch says, don't know. Yeah, another Amnesia sequel should be coming out. It's called
Yeah.
A Machine for Pigs or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So I
That's the
don't
right
know.
tune.
I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's going to be. Well, I
My
imagine that's going to
goal.
be PC, isn't it? So
Yeah.
next gen's kind of not really in the question. It's going to be using obviously the latest tech, but
My goal is to complete the first Amnesia
Before
we
the
should.
second one comes out.
before
Well,
that
I've
comes.
not finished it either. We should play it
I've not
together.
started it.
I have played 5 minutes before I got scared and quit.
Man, you big baby.
Have you
We
completed
should
it?
do like
Have you completed it?
when we
Played-
sat, yeah,
played
when
Penumbra.
we played Penumbra for a bit. We played Penumbra up until
Up until Christmas, really. We didn't
where
really
where
touch
did we
it.
get up to? We got up to the bit where
We
had
got
to-
into that creepy box room with the glass bottle with the ship inside it. It was
and
just
got
after that
weird,
bit,
didn't
and
it?
then we were messing around with trying to build a sort of bridge all the way up, and that was about it as far as I remember.
Yeah, Penumbra. Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah, that was what it did.
So okay, before we get too sidetracked, so that was the bad news for me
Yeah.
that Bethesda game wasn't Fallout 4, which means that Fallout 4 is probably going to be a lot longer,
Yeah, you're
Just
going to be
quickly.
waiting quite a while for that, I
which makes
think.
it sad.
Just quickly,
Yeah.
Matt, didn't you say you had a Last of Us demo when you got God of War?
I said that they give me access to it, so as soon as it gets
So
released,
it's
I
not
have
out
it.
yet?
It's not out yet. It's coming out
Okay.
next month at some point.
So the game comes out at the end of June.
Yeah, and I get
So
a demo.
you'll have
Yeah.
access to a demo when the game comes out,
No, when they're going to release the demo.
and you'll have access to it straight away.
Yes.
And
Download it.
only people with God of War Ascension will be able to
Eh,
mess
Right.
around with that.
So that's probably a demo that will be available on the store maybe a week later
It's
or something.
probably when it comes out.
I
Really, it'll be.
I'm surprised there's not been one out yet.
It was supposed. The game was already
Well, the
supposed to
game's
be out,
supposed to be out by now. Yeah.
but
Mm.
that's not
But
gone
yeah.
so well.
So okay, so the good news that I'm really happy about is basically
Oh, so
you know
that
how-
wasn't the good news. The horror game.
no, that was the bad news. The bad news that meant that Fallout 4 is not going to be soon.
Okay, so
And
what's
Fallout
the good
3
news
is like
then?
one of my favorite games ever. So the good news is that you know how THQ melted recently.
Oh
and
yeah, I've just been reading up about that.
everyone scooped up the little bits.
Yeah.
Relic still got saved, so Company of Heroes 2 and all that was fine. And there's a very, 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 very strong possibility that Dawn of War 3 is going to be made.
Yeah, I've been
Which
reading up.
I've completed like all the Dawn of War games. So I've got Dawn of War, Cold Assault, Dawn of War, all of them ones. Dawn of War 2, Dawn of
Isn't that
War 2
Warhammer?
Retribution. Yeah, it's the Warhammer RTS games.
Right. Okay.
And they've got a really, really fun online mode. Like the online, it's a bit like StarCraft. You know, they have the online, that kind of 1v1, 3v3, all that. And then they have another game mode. I can't for the life of me remember what it's called now. I think it's just called The Last Stand. And it's basically you control one unit, and it's like a horde mode, but like an RTS horde mode, and that's really good fun. So I'm hoping they have things like that that's going to be in it. So I was like dead excited when I saw that was coming out because I'm a bit of a Warhammer nerd. So
Oh dear.
yeah.
So Gearbox acquired something as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got the
Home-
Homeworld
Homeworld.
3D RTS.
Mm.
For
Which
$1.45 million.
I got 1.35 million pounds on what I'm looking at.
But yeah, I think so. I didn't realise. I thought THQ, whatever hadn't been sold by now, was gone. But it seems like things are
It's the
still.
licensing.
Well,
for
they're
all
always
the
going to be there,
games.
aren't they?
Yeah, but I thought by now it had got to a point where if things hadn't been picked up, the licenses were almost
Well, the
like
licenses
just
were
the
still
licenses
active.
could be picked up by anybody
Yeah,
because people hadn't bought them.
I guess
I
this
didn't
was
realise.
the last stand, wasn't it? The last
I didn't-
chance for them to.
I didn't
make
realise
it.
they'd still be worth anything. If you get me.
Well,
'cause it's
Nordic
like-
Games
So-
got a hell of a lot of stuff.
Well, someone's also just bought Red Faction and Darksiders.
Yeah, that's Nordic Games. They got quite a lot of stuff for $4.9 million. They got
But-
Supreme Commander, Marvel Superhero Squad, Darksiders, Red Faction, MXV, ATV, Destroy All Humans, Summoner. They got crap loads of stuff.
Yeah, I think the problem is they've picked up a lot of dead games. Like,
But-
however much I hate to admit it, like I'm a massive Red Faction fan.
Yeah.
Like, Red Faction 1 Red Faction 2 and Red Faction Guerrilla. But not even Guerrilla, because I haven't played it that much. But one, I played the crap out of that when that first came out on PlayStation.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2.
And 2. 2
And
was
then
good.
played, Red Faction 2 was quite different, wasn't it? But it was still really good fun. It was kind of a lot more futuristic-y. And then Guerrilla's a really good, fun sandbox game. But then, what was the new one called? Annihilation or something? Armageddon. That was the biggest pile of crap ever. Like, that was a rushed, botched job that just was rubbish. And I think that, because Red Faction is such an old series anyway, I think that was like the nail in the coffin that means that any Red Faction game now is going to be tainted. Unless they can really, really spend the time and the money and the resources on reinventing the entire kind of Red Faction and go back to the first-person roots rather than the third-person. I don't know.
I quite like third person. I thought third person worked.
Yeah. See, I think the first one's still my favourite because that was just so good, like so much good. I think what I loved about the first one is that you were the person who started the whole revolution on that bit where you're walking back from your shift in the mine, and then you just get to like beat the crap out of that guard with your nightstick, or like you beat him up. No, you actually punch him, don't you? Then you pick up his nightstick, and then you whack the next guard and nick his gun, and then you start shooting guards, and then everyone starts shooting guards, and the whole thing starts from you. I thought it was really cool.
I've got something here that's appeared on the Australian ratings board, and it's from Bethesda, and links to ZeniMax, and it's called Endless Summer.
See, that's what I've got here. That's what I thought Endless Summer.
I've got
Maybe that's what
I'm going to be disappointed if it is, because it's been listed as a 15 rated game, noting strong horror themes and violence. 15 rated, I don't think is going to cover what they've got.
Yeah. Where, say, the Australian, like, what's it?
The Australian's well strict compared to us.
They even, on the Australian, I think they did it in the UK as well, actually. But you know, on Left 4 Dead 2,
yeah,
the 2 on the case was like a zombie's hand doing, like, you know, what we class as swearing with his 2 fingers, like covered in blood. But on ours, that's what it is in America, and for us, it's the other way around. So it's like peace. Because it's offensive.
Yeah,
I thought that was really funny. But that's the kind of thing in Australia, like they censor and ban, like
they censor crap loads of stuff. It's very strict over there.
Yeah. Dead Eye and Riptide came out.
Is that out now?
Did you? I think it's out.
It's 2 days, 26th.
Yeah, it's out on Friday. But did you see that that controversy? I think we mentioned it on one of our first podcasts. Actually, there's the bait edition, which had like a woman's body with no legs, no arms, and no head, and then had like a Union Jack bikini on it. Did you see that? That was like a collectible that came with it, like a little model. But it got quite a lot of bad press, and then they said they weren't going to release it, and it was really distasteful of them to release that as a. I don't know what it was about it. Like, I didn't really see the problem, but there was a big thing about it.
Look for this.
And it was a special edition, but basically
I find it offensive.
But basically now they've turned around Deep Silver and they've said, fuck you, we're going to release it anyway. Like, it's not up to you what we release. So they're releasing the bait edition with the woman and all that kind of stuff. Which I think, at the end of the day, if you don't like it, don't look at it.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, don't buy it.
It's simple enough.
Yeah. I mean, unless I've completely misunderstood the reason why they were offended by it.
I don't understand why we should be offended by it.
Yeah, and maybe it was like womanizing or something. I don't know. It like should have been a hunky bloke instead of a bikini clad.
Yeah, I don't get all that. It's like we're not allowed to like show off on TV. People get criticised for showing off bikini clad women. Yet a guy with a 6-pack in every single commercial you'll ever see.
Exactly.
No one says a damn thing about that.
Okay, so I think that's all the news this week.
What Star Trek?
I've got.
Right. Well, you've had plenty of time.
Yeah, we've been talking about other things. Call of Duty Ghosts has appeared on different retailers. It's been listed as a release date of November the 5th.
on what every main
on a
platform.
load of different ones. Tesco, EA. There's even box art that's appeared in Tesco.
Oh, so that's interesting.
Call it what?
Call of
Call of
Duty
Duty
Ghosts.
So that sounds like a spin-off, because last I heard,
Well, no, it's coming out
Sledgehammer.
in the same November, the 5th time they've got.
Well, it's Sledgehammer and
Infinity
Infinity
Ward.
Ward were making Modern Warfare 4, last I heard.
Well, the box art features Infinity Ward's logo. So unless Sledgehammer's making the official one, I don't see why they'd make Infinity Ward make the spin-off.
Unless they've realised that releasing Modern Warfare 4 would be a really fucking stupid thing to
It
do.
would be a very fucking stupid thing to do.
Because it's...
We're awaiting Activision to comment on this, but it's all been seen all over Tesco apparently.
COD picks up StarCraft Go. Oh, right. Okay. So Patchy's saying... So basically, I'm not a big StarCraft person, but the podcast I listen to, they were on about how Blizzard have said that StarCraft Ghost is something that they're never going to bring up.
Okay.
And whether that's what it is, unless I've completely misunderstood that. I don't know. Oh, he was joking. Oh, right, okay. He was joking. I just got trolled on my podcast.
Yeah, you did.
Yep. Well played.
But yeah, so either way, whatever it is, it's a Call of Duty game that I know I'm not going to care about.
And you can order pizza from your Xbox.
Now
Yeah.
that
I think
saw,
that is genius.
that is kind
Yeah,
of
but
cool.
that's with Kinect, though, isn't it?
No, it's an app.
No, it's
It's
just
just
an
an
app.
app.
Well, I thought you had to do it with Kinect.
No, you don't have to do it with Kinect. It's
No,
just a
that'd be
Windows
bullshit.
8 interface, that's all.
That'd be pretty crappy if you had to. So basically, because I thought you basically ordered your pizzas like you would just pick a pizza and then kind of order it, but you actually like pick all your toppings
Yeah,
and
I
like
know.
it's almost like an actual interactive like
Yeah,
menu.
that's why I thought it was Kinect. As in, like, you had to...
Just because
Drag
it's
it
interactive
over
doesn't
and
mean
put it
it's
on.
Kinect only.
No, I'd be surprised if they'd go to the effort of creating something like that for it to then be only Connect.
It's Microsoft.
Yeah, that's true. People would go to extreme lengths to get pizza when they could just pick up their phone.
Yeah, but now you can do it without...
Yeah, Patch
You
is
have to
saying that
unlock toppings.
you'd have to get, buy a £2 DLC for stuffed crust.
DLC. DLC toppings.
You know,
It's going to be a free-to-play app, but you pay to win the pizza.
rather than it being a game as such, it should go off your gamer score, and you should be able to spend gamer score on pizzas.
That would
How
work,
cool would
actually.
so like I don't know how it
DLC
translates.
cheese.
They like
DLC box. DLC delivery.
it's like a 10, so like 5,000 gamer score for like a pepperoni pizza, and that actually takes 5,000 gamer score off your gamer score.
I don't know. Unless you could re-unlock achievements, then that would work. But
Yeah.
eventually you'd run out of games.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like
You'd have to complete 5
you
games
could,
to
you could just then
100%
buy
to get
pizza.
one pizza.
It's not like this is going to be the only way of ever getting pizza again.
It might be.
It'd just be a novelty, wouldn't it? It'd be
The
like
way the community is going, it's like exercise, but not.
yeah, it's like thumb exercise, isn't it?
I almost broke my controller trying to do God of War 1 earlier.
Oh, it is quite
Button
strange.
bashing circle.
Yeah.
Never had to button bash so much in my life.
Well, because circle's like the instant kill button, isn't it? So
It's the grapple on
yeah,
God of War 1.
grapple and tear someone in half.
Yeah, so much fun. But yeah, that's it now. Besides the fact that they're turning more games into movies, Heavenly Sword and Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, they'll be crap.
Yeah, they will.
The only film that will be good is if Blizzard make a StarCraft film in
Ah, hold
CG.
on.
That would
Right.
be good.
I thought there was some mention of that. Like,
I think there
ages
was
ago.
mention.
Yeah, there
No,
was.
a World of Warcraft movie
Oh.
Okay.
done by Blizzard.
Because what they say they should do with StarCraft is just get the cutscenes from Wings of Liberty and HOTS and just make that into a film, and it'd be amazing.
See, that would work.
Yeah. So what were you saying? You mentioned Star Trek briefly.
Yeah, the Star Trek game comes out as well on Friday.
Yeah. So that's what.
Another
So
game
basically,
based off a movie.
the releases that I've got for this week, we've got Dead Island Riptide coming out on Friday, which has had bad reviews. Surprise.
Yeah, it has.
Star Trek comes out, which I don't really know much about, but I'm not a big Star Trek fan. Um, Lego City Undercover comes out on the Wii U.
I'm so disappointed that's exclusive.
Yeah, but again, I wouldn't waste my money on that when Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out this year. Like, that's going to be the game to play. That's the open world crime game.
Yeah, but you get to do it as Lego.
There'll be a
You
mod.
can't beat Lego.
Get Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC, and there'll be a mod, guaranteed. And then
No, can't prove
Monaco.
that. You're gonna make
Monaco.
that mod now.
What's mine is yours, I think, is the tagline. And that looks like a really fun top-down heist game. So it looks a lot like Hotline Miami, almost, with the top-down. It's very flashy and flickery and crap going off everywhere. But that's like a 4-player co-op heist game. So that looks really fun, worth checking out. So I make it 7 o'clock, so I think that's time for quiz.
One more thing.
Oh, go on then. Go on.
No, you'll be interested in this.
Okay, quick.
There's been a new Astronauts character announced.
Oh, has there?
Admiral Swiggins.
Admiral Swiggins.
If he
Yeah,
doesn't
he's a-
have booze, I'm gonna be disappointed.
That sounds really
he's-
cool.
Yeah, there's like a competition, and the winner got their character design into the
Oh,
game.
okay. What he won? That character won a competition.
No, not the character, the person that designed the character.
Oh yeah,
Who
That's
won the competition, got that design in the game.
that's pretty cool. So I
Um,
quite like Ronimo as a company. They seem to make like because this is quite an old game now, isn't it? And they're still supporting it, which is really nice.
hmm Yeah, it's like what you said about Borderlands, how they're kind of
Exactly.
continuous DLC that's.
Yeah, they're still rewarding people who are like sticking out and still playing it.
Mhm.
So where do you think he's going to go on the logo or on the
I
screen?
don't know. They're
Because
gonna have to like scale it.
I was
so
looking
they-
at it yesterday, and there's literally only the top left and right corner that they could put them in. But then it'd look weird because you know how they're kind of coming out the middle of the screen. They'd be like way too off.
You could just always design another loadout for it.
I guess so. We'll see that. That'll be interesting.
Nothing
Okay,
to sprint up.
so quiz time.
Yay.
Notepad
Right, so-
is being opened.
Shut down all your internets now. No internets or anything. Get your notepad open.
Join in at home if you're listening.
Of course.
How many questions are there?
Yeah, we need to number
okay,
this up.
so there's
1,
1, 2, 3, 4 questions. Okay.
4 questions.
But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 marks available. Okay.
Okay.
So 8 questions then.
No,
Well, no, there's 4 questions, but 8
Oh,
marks.
that's silly.
It's not a hard concept to grasp.
It is. Why can't there just
You
be
get 1 mark
8
for the
questions?
first question. You can get 3 marks for the second
So
question.
each of these
You get-
questions have 2 parts.
No,
no.
no, it depends.
How about
What
we
some-
just get to the questions
Yeah.
and then he'll understand it eventually,
My
maybe.
I'm-
brain
sure.
hurts.
Okay, so are we ready for question 1?
Nope.
Yes.
I am really.
You ready? Okay. So, Metal Gear Solid just reached a milestone for the amount of games they've sold, or like the amount of Metal Gear games.
Yeah.
How many million games have they sold across the Metal Gear franchise now?
You think this was easy?
Yeah, you just gotta
That's not easy.
just pick a number.
To the nearest million.
To the nearest million, whoever's closer gets the point. So to the nearest million, how many copies
I've got enough O's there.
have
Okay.
have they sold of Metal Gear Solid in the franchise? But see, I thought this one might be kind of easy because it's been quite a big headline, so I thought you might have noticed
Well,
it.
apparently not.
I'm
No,
going to make a guess.
Patch is bringing out all the puns here. So, well, they still haven't liquidized their assets, so I'd say their chances are pretty solid.
I see what he did there.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm not even going to try and compete.
No.
Okay, so question 2. This is a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3
That's-
characters, and you have to tell me what game they were in.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice and simple.
Yep.
So you've got Gordon Freeman, Otacon, and Ryu Hayabusa. So I'll give you them again. So tell me what game they're in,
Okay.
or
What's
game.
the second one?
So you've got Gordon Freeman, Otacon, and Ryu Hayabusa. That's how you have to say his surname. You can't say it normally. It has to be Ryu Hayabusa. So I want to know what games these are all in. So Gordon Freeman, Otacon, and Ryu Hayabusa. We all got an answer?
Yep.
All good, all good?
Yep.
Okay, right. Now this is a new style of question. So I've basically got, what do they call it where you take a word and you jumble up all
Anagram.
Is it an anagram?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got 3 anagrams and you just have to try and decipher it and tell me what game it spells.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay? So, write these letters down. So you've got I, M, S, K, R, Y. It's a nice easy one to start with.
Okay.
Okay. Then you've got the second, this is a different game now. So the second
Okay.
question. R, C, A, F, T, A, S, T, R. Again, that's
Okay.
kind of an easy one, I think. And then the final one is 2 words, okay?
Right.
And you've got R, A, K, D, O, L, S, U, S.
And that's 2 words.
And that's 2 words, yeah. Have you all got that?
I've got the 3 anagrams, yeah.
Okay. So I'm
Hang
going
on, wait, hang on.
I'll give you maybe, I don't know.
I've written them down. I haven't answered them.
Oh, really?
Have you answered all 3?
2 of them.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. I've answered 2 of mine, and I've answered all 3.
Okay, so I'll quickly go through them again. So the
Is it
first
R?
one is I, M, S, K, R, Y. Then you've got R, C, A, F, T, A, S, T, R. And then the last one, which is 2 words, R, A, K, D, O, L, S, U, S.
R8.
Yeah, just sound like that. You can answer in chat if you like, as long as Andy and Matt don't look at the chat. That's fine.
I'll change tab. That's 2 words then, is it?
Okay. I'll give you another 30 odd seconds on that. So I thought this was quite a nice
Yeah,
question.
it is. It's something different.
Patrick's got his answers in.
Shush.
Okay.
So make sure-
I
make-
can't even say any words.
Make
Hang
sure
on,
he's not looking at chat.
let me just search.
No Googling either.
Not trying to make up words.
I can hear typing.
It's
Yeah,
because I'm
because
writing
we're
on
typing in
notepad.
Notepad.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying. No Googles. Okay, right. So we're going to go into the last
What?
question now.
What?
Okay. So you can be thinking about that in the background. Okay, so the last question is a maths question.
Oh dear.
Oh, balls.
Okay.
Finished uni.
So, including only the games that are on either the PlayStation or the PSP. Okay. So I don't care about if it's been on iOS or any shit like that. Okay. So only if it's been on PlayStation or PSP. I want you to add up, or like basically solve this sum. So if you took all of the Uncharted games
Mm-hmm.
and added that to all of the Assassin's Creed games,
Oh, fuck's sake.
and then minus from that all of the Killzone games, and then times that by all of the MotorStorm games, what would the answer be?
So that's Uncharted plus Creed
So it's Uncharted plus Assassin's Creed
minus Killzone.
minus all the Killzone games
Yeah.
times all the MotorStorm games. And I'm pretty sure I'm right on the amounts.
You're pretty sure.
Yeah, and whoever
That's
gets
not 100% then.
no, yeah, I'm 100%. I'm
Huh?
100% that I'm pretty sure. Okay, so you've got all of the Uncharted games
Mhm.
plus all
I
of
know
the,
that figure's right.
all of the Assassin's Creed games, minus
It's probably
all of the Killzone games, and then times that by all of the MotorStorm games.
uh,
And bod mass doesn't count. I don't want you to get fancy saying that you multiplied the MotorStorm first. Okay, do the multiplication last before you try and trick me out of that one.
I'll totally guessed. I'm still stuck in this fucking anagram one.
You're still stuck on that.
It's 2 words.
Yeah, this is like already released, so it doesn't matter if they've got a game coming
So
out.
you're not including Black Flag?
It has to have been released as of now, and it's obviously, as I say, only PlayStation and PSP. So basically under the Sony
Are you
branch.
including Vita and stuff like that?
Well, is that a PSP?
Yeah, but
What?
you said PSP and not other platforms.
But Vita is PSP.
But it's a Vita.
But it's a.
No, but it's a PS Vita, not a PSP Vita.
But it's still
Yeah,
a.
see, it's a PS Vita.
PlayStation portable device. Okay, right. Matt's minus 1 point for insolence.
Whee!
Thanks
Okay,
for that,
so-
Andy.
So,
NP.
are we about there? I think we're ready.
No, I wanna get-
1 second.
So it's RAKDOLSUS.
Okay, right. That's it.
No! Thanks.
If I hear any typing from now on, you're in trouble.
Hang on, let me get an answer then, because I'm not writing anything down.
Okay, quick answer. 5, 4,
Hang on.
3, 2, 1. Stop. Okay.
Not
Right.
even a word.
So, Metal Gear Solid just reached how many million units sold? What are we thinking?
32 million.
What are you saying?
I said 250 million.
I'm going to give you a clue. One of you was one off, and it wasn't you, Andy. So it's 33 million copies.
How did you get to that number, Andy?
How did you get to 250? That's quite. that's
Million?
quite- Yeah, I don't know. I'd
Is
say.
it Metal Gear Solid games.
Yeah.
There's like loads of them. It's like 5.
Yeah, and if you
Four.
think about how many the best-selling series has got, it's not even 100 million, I don't think.
I'm not a.
Yeah, 33 million. Okay,
So I was wrong then.
so you're wrong.
basically.
So
It's what-
that's,
it's what you're
that's
saying.
1-0 to Matt.
No.
So
Mhm.
make sure you tighten up. Okay, so name the game the characters came from. So who is Gordon Freeman?
Half-Life.
Half-Life.
Yep.
Who is Otacon?
Metal Gear Solid.
What'd you put, Andy?
Transformers.
No, an Optimus.
It sounded like a Transformer.
Otacon Prime.
Yeah.
He's from Metal Gear.
Nope.
So Otacon's basically like Snake's sidekick.
Nope.
Okay, and then Ryu Hayabusa.
What have you got, Andy?
I put Ninja Gaiden.
I put that too. I see. I've played all 3 of those games, so.
Oh, is it?
That would be right. It's Ninja Gaiden.
What a
No,
guess.
I threw that one as a bit of a trick because a lot of people say Ryu and then obviously think Street Fighter.
Yeah.
But Ryu Hayabusa, yeah. So you both got a point there. So Matt, you got all 3 there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Andy. So Andy's got some catching up to do here.
I got 2 points behind.
Okay, so I say Matt and Phil both put not as in you, Matt, as in Patch Matt. Both put Street Fighter film. Okay, so the anagram round. What have you got for the first one?
Skyrim.
Yep.
Yep, Skyrim. That's right. What you got for the second one?
StarCraft.
StarCraft. What you got, Matt?
StarCraft.
StarCraft. That's right. And then what have you got for the last one, Matt?
I didn't put anything.
Didn't put anything. What did you put, Andy?
Lad Circos.
It's my favourite game. I talk about it quite a lot. It's quite dark.
Oh, fucking dick! Ah!
Dark Souls.
Yes, you're a
Dark
knob.
Souls. I even gave you the 4 letters for dark and then the 5 letters for souls, so it wasn't
And that
too
really just
jumped
hurt my hand.
up. So, okay, so what's the
Bollocks.
score? What's the score on this one?
Well,
So how many you got, Matt?
1, 2,
I
3,
can't win.
4, 5, 6. Oh, as in the actual total for question 4?
No, I mean, how
Oh,
many have you
total.
got right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you got 6 right. How many have you got right, Andy?
4.
You got 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so what
So I can't win.
What we can do is we can add. So so whatever you said for this last question, the difference between that and the real answer, we can add to your score, and then we can see who wins that way. Or do you just want to say that?
Wait, that makes no sense.
The difference.
Okay.
So that means if I put 0
Get it
and it's
right.
like 100, that means I get 100 added to my score.
No, that's not what I meant. Okay,
I
forget
know
it.
that's not what you meant, but that's what you
Okay,
said.
we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay, so you've got all of the Uncharted games plus all of the Assassin's Creed games minus all the Killzone games times all the MotorStorm games. What did you get?
24.
What did you get? You got 18.
Yeah.
So
Tension. Oh,
the answer is 28.
Oh, I got the closest. So what are the actual numbers then? I've got 5 plus
didn't
6
say
minus
nearest.
5 times 4. What if I
4.
missed? Yeah, times
So
4.
Uncharted games.
There's 5 Uncharted games.
Yeah, I got 5 for that. Then I got...
No,
There's 5 Uncharted games.
name
That's
them.
me. Okay, I will do in a sec.
No, name them now.
No, I'm going to because I knew this was going to be a problem. So you've got 5 Uncharted
There's-
games. You've got 6 Assassin's Creed
Yeah, I got
games.
5 plus 6 minus...
You've got 4 Killzone games
Oh, I got 5 kills on
and
you.
times the 4 MotorStorm games. So you've got Uncharted. You've got Uncharted 1, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Uncharted Golden Abyss. Is it
Yeah,
called?
that's on the PSP, isn't it?
And then there's an Uncharted Fire of the Phoenix or something, and it's
Like-
basically it's like a card trading game on the PSP that they released. So that was the 5, and then you've got 6 Assassin's Creed games. So you've got 1, 2 Brotherhood Revelations, Assassin's Creed 3, and then Assassin's Creed 3 Liberations on the PSP. So that's your 6. So obviously there's a stack of Assassin's Creed spin-off games that didn't count because they obviously weren't PSP or
Yeah.
PlayStation. Killzone, you've got 4 Killzone games. You've got
1, 2, and 3, and
you've
Liberation.
got Killzone 1, Killzone 2, Killzone 3, and Killzone
Liberation.
Liberation. Is it Liberation? Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the PSP. I've been looking
the-
at all this stuff.
Phil's saying that I've missed a PSP game, but I didn't think I had.
Oh, that means the answer's wrong.
Well, either way, Matt would have
Means
won.
it's invalid.
No, but either way, Matt would have won. Either way, if the question's invalid, Matt would have won.
So
And
I
then-
was only literally.
And then
Right, what's-
Motorstorm, you've got Motorstorm Pacific Rift, Motorstorm Apocalypse, and Motorstorm RC, which is like a it's like a indie race RC car game. So the answer to that's
I
28.
was 2 out then.
So Matt wins the quiz,
Again.
big time. So we're gonna look forward to another exciting quiz next week from Matt.
I'll try and make it one where there's no arguments, because we don't seem to have one.
See, when
at
I do the
all.
quiz, it's a nice, fun quiz with nice new questions, and there's no arguing.
Except for just then.
There's no arguments. I managed to prove that there was 5 Uncharted
Yeah,
games.
and I managed to prove that my answers were mostly correct.
Anyway, okay, so I think we are. What time are we at? 1:20. So we're going to wrap that up here. So we'll be back next Wednesday. Are we going to stick?
I'm not here next Wednesday.
You're not here next Wednesday. Okay, so me and Andy will be here next Wednesday with.
Has anyone seen the Superman trailer?
Yes.
Oh, no one cares
Latest
about
one.
Superman
It
trailer.
looks amazing.
It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, but Superman's boring.
No, it's not. This one looks absolutely amazing.
See?
Has everyone seen the Thor trailer?
Yes.
It looks. How shit does that look?
That looks good.
It looks like-
Alright.
It looks like a big lump of soppy crap.
Did you hear that? Oh, what is it? The guy who plays Tony Stark. Forgot his name.
Robert Downey
Downey
Jr.
Jr. is quitting after this Iron Man film.
Quitting what? The event, like,
Is in Iron Man.
yeah,
He doesn't want to do it anymore.
that's probably a good shout though.
I am not sure whether it's truth or not because it came up on April Fool's Day.
Oh,
But
Phil says
they have continued it. They've actually got someone
He's
in the
not.
news has believed it.
Apparently, it was
Yeah.
an April Fool's.
Yeah, that's what I did originally suspect, but I don't know.
And Phil would know because he's the April Fool's master. 'Cause that's his birthday, so he would know. He's the keeper of the fools.
Are you sure that wasn't an April Fool's though?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my brother's not an April Fool's.
Are you sure? Hey look, you're adopted. April Fools.
No, seriously. Okay, so Andy, you around next week? We'll be here next week.
Yep.
Yep. So me and Andy will be here next week with a special guest. We don't know who it is. It might be Robert Downey Jr. We don't
He's
know.
that special.
He might be
A
if
figment of
he's
your
quitting Iron
imagination.
Man to come and co-host the Big Red
Podcast,
Demon
yeah.
podcast. So until next time, have fun with all your games, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.